Well, when it comes to a favorite class, civics isn't typically way up the list for most young people. But as we've seen in recent weeks, what happens at our state capitol certainly has an impact on future generations. Our Steve Jackson followed some CareerTech students as they got their first taste of state government.
For these young people, a day at the Capitol is a lesson in leadership.
It gives those young people an opportunity to get to interact with their elected leaders, and I hope have an opportunity to kind of see some of the directions that their life could possibly lead them in.
And leading students in the right direction is what CareerTech student organizations are known for. 7 student leadership organizations from across the state visited the Capitol with an appreciation for what they saw.
Well, it's huge, and there's nice things everywhere. I mean, I can't believe that something like this could be built way back then, you know. It's a great building. There's so much history in it, so much to learn.
And an even greater appreciation for the leadership skills they are developing through these organizations.
It gives me an upper hand on applying for a job, seeing that I've been a state officer, that I have leadership roles, that I know how to take responsibility.
Not only is it a lot of fun, but the stuff that you gain from it, it'll never, be useless.
Senator Kenneth Corn spent time with student leaders and is very passionate about the investment our state is making in education.
Our most important thing we can do as legislators for the citizens of Oklahoma is make sure we put the investment in education that we should. There is no question in my mind that education drives our economy. Our hopes, our dreams, our futures are all dependent upon an educated Oklahoma. And so the legislature ought to put its money where its mouth is and invest in education the way we should.
Making a visit to the Capitol a look into Oklahoma's future.
Now some students have taken on the legislative process as their own. As our Jessica Lowe shows us, twice a year, members of Oklahoma's intercollegiate legislature step into the shoes of our state lawmakers.
It's a busy day at the Capitol. Students from 9 Oklahoma colleges and universities are getting a big dose of what it's like to be in session, and what they are experiencing is more than they'd ever learned from a textbook.
To the people in it, it's a way of maintaining relationships all over the state, to learn about the educational process, the legislative process that goes into our system. Beyond that, it's also a voice of the students in the college system here in Oklahoma to be able to talk to their representatives at the Capitol by delivering the resolutions we have to them.
And OIL members say being the voice of students is what makes this organization worthwhile.
So often, I think students feel like that they are unheard. And what we do is we say, come to OIL and voice your opinions about things that matter to you.
And these students are actually assuming roles of governor, senators, and state judges. They are proposing bills and confronting state issues, a job that some actually desire and some prefer not.
Well, I personally, because of OIL, have developed a desire to be in politics.
It's taught me just how exhausting politics can be. So I originally came into it with the idea of going into office at some point, and now it would take a whole lot to actually get me to do that.
And just like in the real state legislature, some members of OIL are very serious about fighting for issues of change.
Don't think that we aren't ready to demonstrate, that we aren't ready to protest. If we need to, we'll march 100,000 students up those steps.
And this highly educational experience is why former governor and political figure George Nye conceived the idea to start this organization over 30 years ago.
I came to the legislature when I was a senior in college, so my background has been working and encouraging young people, and then all the years I was involved, I've said, young people, go get involved in the process. You'd be surprised at the number of people who actually came to the intercollegiate legislature who are now in the state legislature or in state government.
Making a day at the Capitol more than just a field trip.